Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the Battleground, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button if you love the Philadelphia 76ers. We got a new segment for you guys today. It's kind of this game show concept, Philly Sports Edition. Today we are doing a Sixers off-season show, and it's going to be a ton of fun, guys. If you're watching us live, be sure to comment, trash talk, join in the chat, join in everything. It's going to be a ton of fun. Let's start off with introductions. Leading off with my man, Rob. Follow him on Twitter at Philly_Madness. What is going on, Rob?
I am purposely wearing Eagles for a Sixers show as my this is just how I feel. I cannot wear Sixers stuff. I can't look at it. RB's background is killing me right now because it's piercing my soul. But I am still excited about the show.
We got Kevin joining. Hi. We got Brianna joining. What's going on? Thanks for joining. Next up, we got my man, Austin Krell. Follow him on Twitter at NBA Krell, the host of the Feed to Embiid podcast. What is up, Austin?
What's going on? Excited to be part of this new program. I like the idea. We'll see how it goes.
You never know how these things will go. And then we got a special guest, guys. If you haven't subscribed already, the link to subscribe there is down below right below here. So he is Philly Take with RB. Go check him out. What's good, RB, man? What's going on?
Yo, what's going on, man? Appreciate you having me on the show. Shout out to all the panelists, man. I'm ready to kick some ass today. I had to change my background real quick for Rob.
Thank you.
The logo is behind me. We're in the locker room here, but you can't see it. So yeah. I just want to save you some pain, man. We're all feeling it. We're all going through it right now. So I'm ready to go, man.
100%, guys. So what is this game? So it's kind of like apples to apples. Everybody here, unless you're judging, will get 1 minute to make their points made, and whoever has the best, the judge will pick them, and whoever wins is the next judge for the next question. We've got a bunch of Sixers off-season questions, and then if whoever gets 3 wins, the game is over. They get the crown. They get the W. So let's lead off. My question to lead off with you guys, I want to start off positive because my man Rob here is a little down in the dumps. We're going to start off with what were the biggest positives from the Sixers last season, and I'm going to throw it right to Rob. You are on the clock.
Oh, geez. Let me count the ways here. Joel Embiid played well. Seth Curry was a beast in the playoffs and proved that he's someone on this offense that you can count on. They got the number 1 seed. Let's not forget that. They did get the number 1 seed. They did show flashes of being a very good team, even with the tumultuous ending. But at the end of the day, you saw a much more mature Joel Embiid. You saw a guy play through a knee injury and still be a dominant force. I know the turnovers late in that series, are what's on people's minds, but I think you saw a guy coming into his own, and that should scare the hell out of the rest of the league. Now it's up to Daryl Morey and this front office to put the team around him so that we can finally get out of the second round, because I don't want to see it anymore.
All right, Rob is off the clock. Let's throw it right to RB. You are up, man. Go ahead.
Man, it's been a crazy season. I think the biggest positive is that we came out and we made a new culture. We shifted our identity. We became, one of those teams where you see a consistent Joel Embiid. You saw a more consistent Tobias Harris. You got the best out of those types of players. Even though we went down the way we went down, there was still a lot of promise for the future. We climbed up the Eastern Conference, got the number 1 seed. There were flashes from this team where at times it looked like they were going to be one of the best threats in the Eastern Conference. We saw a hidden gem in terms of Tyrese Maxey, Matisse Thybulle. I mean, this guy's insane when it comes to the defensive end. But overall, I feel like we really built a consistent Joel Embiid. And when you're looking for the future, when you're looking, and even in terms of the trade market, we are now a destination where other teams are at least looking and saying, oh, Joel Embiid, he's great. He's going to play on an MVP level. And if he stays healthy, we may be able to land another star and be ready to go for the future.
Well done. Austin, you're up, man. Go ahead. You're up.
I think number 1, obviously, Joel Embiid he took his play to another level, and I think the difference maker there was just the mid-range game. So I think if that's something that's sustainable, he can not only be great for well into his 30s. But I think the concerns about injuries are something that you can maybe mitigate a little bit, just because just because he doesn't have to use his brute force as much as he would usually have to use the brute force. Additionally, I would say another thing, Daryl Morey has shown that he's somebody who's calculated, who thinks about, it makes the decisions that are reasonable and that make sense. And so I think he's earned a little bit of equity with the fan base. So I think people can be confident in him. I also think that with Matisse Thybulle and Tyrese Maxey, there is depth that has emerged with this bench and with this team that didn't have in the past.
All right, that is up. All right, so now I have to make the decision, and I'm going to go with my man RB with this one, because at the end of the day, it's Daryl Morey. There's so much shit with the Sixers right now, and the only light at the end of the tunnel is Daryl Morey and him leading the ship. So the fact that you got I love how you emphasize Maxey. I love how you emphasize Matisse Thybulle. Those are my guys. I'm going with RB, and that means RB, you pick the next question and the order how we go. You got one on the big board, man.
Let's go, man. Got the first double of the day. Let's go. Hey, I want to hear, it's the hot topic. We got to roll with it. Do you believe that Ben Simmons will put in the work this summer in terms of shooting the basketball? What are your expectations? Let's hear it. We're going to start with my man Rob. Looks pretty happy to go. Let's start with Rob. Let's go.
Yeah. So will Ben put in the work? Sure. Guarantee you see a lot of these videos on Instagram. Jumpers. It's going to be great. Oh, then everyone's going to, there he is. He's shooting. He's on this. I tell you what I want to see 20-minute videos of every day. Him at the foul line shooting free throws. I don't care about a jump shot. I don't care about a three-point shot. I care about not shooting historically low percentages in the playoffs from the foul line, so that the stupid-ass ESPYs come up with stupid-ass jokes to rip you and talk about you building a bunch of orphanages with all your bricks. I want a guy to shoot fouls. I don't know if he'll be here. I tend to think it's still 50-50 personally. But if he is, all I care about is that when you drive to the basket, you're not afraid to dunk it, and you finish at the free throw line. You do that, I'm on board, baby.
All right.
Very good. I loved it. I love it, man. All right.
Who's up next?
I kind of, you haven't gone yet. I want to save you for last. Let's go to Austin. Austin.
Austin, you're up.
I would say that Ben has zapped himself of any kind of equity that he has with the fan base in terms of trust. So I don't know why anyone could put good faith into him doing that, doing what it takes to improve. However, I do think for someone like him, it often takes the worst experience to ultimately come to grips with the reality that he just has to get better in that aspect. So I think something tells me he will. I don't know what the tangible difference in success will look like next season, if at all. But I do think he'll actually put in the work. I think it's ultimately more between the ears than anything. But yeah, that's what I would say.
All right. Time is
short and simple.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
All right. I'm up. All right. There it goes. As much as I want to believe in like fairy dust and unicorns and all this fun stuff, like sometimes the proof is in the pudding. Listen, I'm a Ben guy. I've always been. He's one of my favorite Sixers of all time, hands down, no question. I'm glad he's working out in LA. I'm glad he's spending the summer to work on skill development. But can we get real for a second? Like, are we really supposed to expect a guy that's 25 years old is going to just flip the switch and learn, to actually treat the game a different way? We've all seen his lack of touch around the rim. We've all seen his lack of free throw shooting. There's absolutely zero chance this guy comes out of La La Land and comes out a different player. It's borderline laughable to think that he's going to come out of this summer as this brand new player. He's 25 freaking old. 25 freaking years old. So, my Boromir Fellowship of the Ring impression, one does not simply develop a jump shot this summer. So that is my take.
Wow. This is a hard one, man.
Can I just say, like, 25 years old is not old?
No.
Like,
Yeah, you've been playing basketball your whole life. He's not just going to figure it out.
I disagree. I think I'm not saying that I believe he will, but I think that it's way too premature in his career to just close the book on him being a different player. I think that's the whole selling point of his trade value.
Unfortunately, like with what he just said, I agree 110%. So I'm gonna have to throw it back to you. Like you killed it. You got the win. He took it. Like I agree 100. Like look, man, I was the biggest Ben guy as well, but the proof is right in front of your face, man. He slapped us all in the face. It's time for a new start, man. He took it.
All right, I got the W. RB's got a W. We need two more. We need two more before the show's over. I'm going to go with a question that I'm not necessarily comfortable answering. It's a really tough question for me. And I'm going to go with the Tobias question. Keep or cut, what do you want to do with Tobias Harris? Let me find the question right here. This is a toughie. This is an absolute toughie. And I'm going to lead off with RB. You're up. Keep or cut, what do you do with Tobias Harris moving forward?
Man, this is probably one of the hardest questions. Tobias, a fan favorite, a guy that's very relatable. He's good in terms of the locker room presence. At the end of the day, my main answer is going to be, I don't know. It depends. It depends what happens with Ben Simmons for me. If you go out and create, you acquire a guard who can create himself, maybe Tobias Harris can be the third option on a championship team. Tobias Harris, to me, has always been a third option on a championship team. But when he, in terms of this last season, down the stretch, we're asking this guy to do more than he's capable of. He's a 20-point game type of guy. I just think if you go out and acquire, just say, a player on the level of Bradley Beal, Damian Lillard, someone like that, I think Tobias can stay and be a third option. But I wouldn't be surprised if both of them go in terms of Ben and Tobias. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them goes. At the end of the day, I'm going to say it depends. It depends on what other moves transpire first to see whether Tobias stays or not.
All right, Austin, you're up, man.
He's absolutely going to stay. That contract is not tradable in year two. Through 2 years of a 5-year deal, that contract is not tradable. And so I think it's something maybe you trade end of year 3, year 4, or middle of year 4. But I don't think there's any way that you're going to find a suitable trade partner for that contract. But I also think that Tobias is not a guy you have to trade. The guy he still played the best basketball of his career this season. He had a couple tough games in the Atlanta series. But I mean, if you trade every guy that ever had two tough playoff games in a playoff series, then you'd have no continuity anywhere. I mean, it happens. It's unfortunate, but I think Tobias Harris is definitely a better player than that, and I think he is definitely somebody who you keep around for a little while longer, at least.
All right, Rob.
Keep. Here's what we do, Philly fans. We have recency bias, right? And all people want to focus on is the 2 really bad games against Atlanta. But most of the season, Tobias Harris was the guy, the glue that held things together. During the regular season, at times in the playoffs, he was a big part of success. We have to stop getting rid of everybody at the first sign of trouble. This is what we do. This is why, even though Danny Green was ignorant in his comments, I understand what he's saying. Tobias Harris, there is no reason to get rid of this guy. RB said it. He should be your third option. So what does that mean? You have to go get a second option that will score the basketball. That will allow Tobias Harris to be more successful, and that will allow him to be even better in the playoffs. And I thought he was pretty much okay outside of 2 or 3 games, to be honest with you.
All right, that is up. All right, who gets the W on this one? You guys are right on it. I agree with everyone here exactly what they said. I'm actually pro Tobias. I thought I was going to be in the minority here a little bit. And I'm going to go with Rob. I'm going to go with Rob for the fact that he actually had a really strong playoffs, minus you nailed it, the last few games. That game 5 was awful. It just didn't happen. And he got to his spots. The shots did not fall. So, Rob, you get the W. You get to choose the next question.
All right. That's fun. Let's see here. All right. I'll tell you what. I've watched a couple of these exhibition games over there, and our boy Thybulle's showing up a little bit. So my question to you, what is the realistic ceiling for Matisse Thybulle moving forward? And I'm going to go with you, Mr. Deibs.
All right. Hold on. All right, we got the question up. Time is on. What is Matisse Thybulle? I'm for next year. I'm bona fide starter. Obviously, if he gets approximately in that 40% range, 3-point shooting, that is everything. He's a jump shot away from being a legit quality starter in the NBA for many seasons to come. You look at how many steals he generated, more than Chris Paul, more than Robert Covington, more than Drew Holiday, more than Ben Simmons, number one in the league in deflections per 36 minutes by a wide margin. What I want to see from Matisse Thybulle next year is Doc Rivers utilizing him cutting to the basket. This was one of the best cutters to the basket his rookie year, 90th percentile. You look at this past year and 18th percentile. I think in a full offseason, you can actually Doc will find a way to utilize Matisse Thybulle much more in the offense, and that will make him much more impactful offensively and make him truly a very good starter moving forward.
All right, I like it. Very good. Let's move right on down to Austin. Austin, what do you think?
I think at his very highest ceiling, he can be a guy that's, through the prime of his career in the defensive player of the year conversation. I think if he can develop a scenario where his 3-point shooting is above league average and he is learning how to consistently weaponize himself off ball with cuts and whatnot, and he's able to hit threes off a little bit of movement, I think he's somebody that even if his stats aren't there, he would probably garner all-star respect. Maybe not getting there necessarily, but like here below, like snub level. I think he's sort of like the Rudy Gobert darling child of like doesn't put up gaudy stats, but is a guy that is really, really, really impactful at his best.
Quick. He's not playing games. Go ahead, RB. You're up.
All right, I'll start it off with a nice saying of mine. Matisse Thybulle sees plays 5 plays before they happen. This guy is everywhere. He's nowhere at the same time. He's a magician on the floor. This guy goes out and puts up games of 4 steals and 3 blocks, and we take it. In 22 minutes played, it's unbelievable. This guy's ceiling is a 5-time All-Star based off his defensive capabilities, in my opinion. He's got to get better with the shot, but what are we seeing that we don't necessarily see in everybody? That's right, a willingness to shoot. In the Olympics, he's coming out here free-flowing, looking great. He's all over the floor. If he develops that shot, he is going to be one of the best 3-and-D players in the league for a long time to come. I believe that, and on top of it, man, the guy knows how to vlog, and he's got a hell of a personality. So.
Excellent, man. Everybody going good. I agree with everybody. I think the shot's key. But I love the fact that RB had a quote and that he was so into defense because I myself love a guy that just plays defense like Matisse. So, RB, you're one away from the championship, buddy.
Damn.
Oh, hopefully I don't choke the lead.
Thybulle is the next Kawhi Leonard.
No. That says Thybulle is the next wait a minute, bring that back up. Thybulle is the next Catchin Leonard.
You made Kawhi.
The next Catchin.
All right. RB, you've got 2 dubs. Woo. What are you going to do?
All righty, man. Hopefully I don't choke the lead, but all right. We're going to go to a player that I have high hopes and expectations for. And, let's just say I wish he got more minutes. He's a hidden gem to me. Tyrese Maxey. What are your realistic expectations for Tyrese Maxey next season? Let's start it with Austin.
Tyrese Maxey. I think there's a world where he is a starter for the team. I just think he's something they haven't had in so long. A guy that has that off the dribble creation ability, a guy that can really put pressure on the rim and create for himself and for others, just as a floater, which Sixers haven't seen in feels like decades. I think he's an excellent pick. And he had a really promising rookie year. It's on Doc Rivers to actually use him and not like shy away from him. But I think he's someone that is at worst you're probably one of your top 2 bench players, and at best is maybe one of your bigger contributing starters.
All right.
Good answer. I like it. Let's go to Mr. Deibs. Let's go.
Let's go. Tyrese freaking Maxey, man. Like, as big as that Ben Simmons trade is looming, like Tyrese Maxey's development this offseason is everything. He's had his up and downs his rookie year, but everybody and their sister remembers his fearlessness. His fearlessness in that Atlanta Hawks series. He wasn't the most efficient scorer. He didn't get to the line that much. He wasn't the best defender, but what he showed, just that moxie, that amazing fearlessness to get to the rim in that Hawks series, I'm going to remember it forever. Beyond the consistent jump shooting, I want to see Tyrese Maxey become a better defender. You look at Lou Williams in 2014 when he became that sixth man of the year. You look at Jordan Clarkson, sixth man of the year this year. He is that mold of a potential 25 minutes a game, sixth man of the year, 15 to 18 points per game. That's my expectations for Tyrese Maxey next year.
A lot of good stuff, man. All right. Let's see what Rob can do.
Yeah, that goes fast. That goes so fast. Go.
Here it is. So Tyrese, to me, it should be the sixth man on this team. He is that spark plug, that energy off the bench. He has what I call, what a lot of people call the it factor. He has the it factor. The moment was never too big for him. He could sit for 10 straight games and come in and make plays instantly. And this was as a rookie where his game is still not where it's going to be. This guy has the ability to become an elite defender on the perimeter. He has the ability to shoot the jump shot and to get better. And not only that, he's been working out since the season ended. This kid is a throwback type of player where it's all about ball. Nothing else matters. He's got a great head on his shoulders. He was raised the right way. You've heard him talk about his mother and father in interviews. To me, he is that perfect sixth man for this team to come in and be an instant spark, something that the Sixers need desperately coming off of that bench.
Oh, man. This is hard, man. I feel like everybody made solid points. I'm going to have to go with Austin on this.
No.
Rob almost took Rob had me there. He had me on a ledge for a second.
No.
But the fact Austin made 2 points that really stole me. Number one, when's the last time you see a point guard on this team shooting a floater? Number two.
I knew that was going to win me something here. I knew it.
Number two. When's the last time I feel like we had, just adequate guard play? I feel like it's been since like 2013 on this team. I actually envision him being a starter within the next couple of years. I really do. He shows all the upside, like Rob said too. He's a dog. He works. He's in there at 4:30 in the morning, just posting pictures in the gym. And then, when he posts pictures in the gym, he means it. He's there. So, I feel like all you guys had great answers, though. I wish I could tie between everybody, but.
All right, we have Awesome Wells saying Maxey is soak off the bench like a Lou Will. Big Shane Gillis saying Chris Paul. Awesome Wells next to Lou Will. He's ready. And Maxey and Thybulle make it. Like, I wish I could just lock those two in a gym and just let them go at it. Like, those two can learn a lot from each other this off season. So let's go on to Austin. You get to pick. I can't believe you picked Austin. No. I was hoping Austin got a goose.
I was hoping he got 0 points today.
I had to show him some love.
It's always the beat writer. Beat writer is always the bad guy here. Let's see here. What is the biggest position of need for the Sixers this offseason?
All right. So you have to pick now who is going first.
Yes. Deibs, you blew up my spot, so I will go with you first. You're on the spot.
Here we go. Position of need. As much as I want to say stretch 4, it's a goddamn travesty that Mike frickin' Scott played 17 minutes per game in this and had 12 starts. I'm going to go out of the box with this one. Floor spacer, power forward, playmaker, off the dribble, scorer, penetrator. It doesn't fucking matter. The biggest need for the Sixers is a number 2 bona fide scorer. Period. You look at, Joel Embiid playing hero ball in the playoffs. That can't happen moving forward. The dude lost his legs, and as much as we want to ignore it, he's not the same player when he's lost his legs. So this is a guy that averaged 30 plus a game with a lateral meniscus tear in his right knee. So my biggest position of need is just someone that can come in and take the load off of Embiid's shoulders and just give him a freaking break and carry the load offensively. It's not Tobias. It can't be Joel Embiid. It's got to be someone new.
Very good. Let's go with Rob.
So I was probably going to go the route that Deibs went, but I'm going to change it up because I think that this also plays into what he's saying. You got to give Embiid a break. Embiid's going to miss games during the season. Embiid's going to have to sit out things. A bona fide number 2 center to come in and be able to contribute is important. Early in the season, Dwight Howard, we were all happy, but what happened? Dwight Howard went Dwight Howard, and he's old, and he's losing a step. They need a guy that we can count on so that everything doesn't just go stagnant if Joel Embiid is out of the game. So when we rest Joel Embiid, and if we're afraid to play a Dwight Howard, we don't have to go to Mike friggin' Scott as your center. You need a legitimate guy. There's going to be a lot of guys on the market. You might be able to get one to come here on the cheap that can be that bona fide guy that you feel comfortable giving Embiid nights off during the season to keep him fresh when playoff time comes around. So I'll go with the backup center.
All right.
RB.
All right. Watching traditional basketball, there's one position that everybody knows and comes to love. That's a point guard. The Sixers need a point guard. I continue to allude to it. When is the last time we had a point guard on this team? We have a power forward playing out of position. We want him to be a point forward. Well, guess what? We can't even run pick and rolls. Do you realize that our center has never played with a traditional point guard? And this guy is on an all-time great level, or he's on his way there at least, and he's never played with a point guard. Do you know there are doors that are not even unlocked when it comes to Joel Embiid because we simply have a guy that comes off, up the floor, hands it off, and we're relying on Seth Curry in a Game 7 to want to give us 28 to 30 points. It can't happen. We need a floor general, a guy who will control the tempo, can create his own shot, by the way, and run a damn pick and roll. We need a point guard, man. It's been way too long. It's been way too long.
So the closest one to touching the point that I would agree with was RB. Chris and Philly Madness. Rob, your name is.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. You guys touched on the common topic of conversation. My argument would actually be that the guy to get or that the biggest position of need is going to be a shot creator on the perimeter, especially in the modern NBA. You can do stretch 4, stretch 5 guys playing center. I think Giannis has unearthed that a little bit in these playoffs as a screener and diver. So I think the need for a center is obviously something that you need. The numbers tell you how bad it was with Dwight Howard or virtually any other Embiid backup in the history of the game.
Bradley, who was a god of the game of basketball.
Right. Yes. But when it comes to nut cutting time, as I like to call it, you need somebody that can put the shot or can put the ball on the floor, create something on the perimeter, and basically unclog the offense. And they sorely lacked that in Game 4, Game 5, and in Game 7. So that's what they needed. And RB touched on it. Was the closest one to my point of view. I said it from the beginning. But you are right. Seth Curry cannot be the guy that is your floor general. He also can't be your guy that is your lead shot creator, and that was the writing on the wall in Game 5. That was the issue. So RB wins it for me.
That's free. RB championship. Oh man,
that was a long-winded answer, but yes, RB.
Good job, man. Victory speech. Go ahead.
Oh, wow. Victory speech. Well, I'm brought here today delivering the first championship here in Philadelphia. It's been some time, hopefully our Sixers can bring one home soon. But, man, I came here dedicated. I worked hard. I worked on my craft. And here we are, man. So, shout out to the panel, man. You guys are awesome. Wasn't expecting a chance here, but hey, hopefully this carries over to the team. Let's get something done, man. Let's get something done this off season, man. Let's go into next season and be the favorites, man. Let's go.
All right. Congratulations, RP. Well done, sir. All right, let's wrap it up with plugs. Let's lead off with RB. Where can we find you, man? What do you got going on?
Appreciate all you guys, man. Catch me on YouTube, Philly Take with RB, or on Twitter at RB Philly Take. I'm always on there talking Sixers, Eagles, all that good stuff, man. So appreciate you guys having me on.
Always, man. Thank you. Go check him out. Subscribe. Philly Take with RB. Austin, you're up, bro.
Oh, sorry. I thought the question messed me up. I thought it was going to be a question. You can find me on Twitter at NBA Krell. I cover the Sixers on the beat for the Painted Lines. I also cover the NBA in general. And you can find all my content there. I spend most of my summertime now debunking or confirming rumors as good or bad. So that's where we are right now.
I can't handle that shit, man. I'm out. You just lose hours doing that shit. All right, Rob, where can we
find
find
one got 600 views, so I don't mind writing the articles about it.
Yeah.
All right, you can find me at Philly_madness. I have not been as potent on social media. I've kind of taken a hiatus because my brain needed it after this past year that we've had. We funded that, but I do want to say one thing. I'm upset this question to come up because I was going to give a Chappelle Show type of answer. Who the only trade I want for Ben Simmons. You might remember the skit with Dylan. I was going to say Dame Lillard. I want. If it doesn't happen, let's just ride it back and see what the hell happens. But give me Dame, damn it. I want Dame time. I want it.
Yeah, we can all dream. But all right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Our next one will be Monday, and it'll be Eagles Focus Monday at 6 p.m. East Coast time. It's going to be a ton of fun. Just want to say thank you again, Philly Take with RB, for joining the Painted Lines YouTube channel. This was a ton of fun. Follow Rob on Twitter at Philly_Madness. Follow Austin at NBA Krell on Twitter. And my man RB, check out his YouTube channel for Rob, for Austin, for RB. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Stay on.